the Arizona Cardinals have given their quarterback, Kyler Murray, a massive new contract. It's a 5-year, $230.5 million extension. It's got a $160 million guaranteed. So now, if you do the math, Kyler Murray is under contract with the Arizona Cardinals through the 2028 season. He will be 31 years old by then. Also, Kyler Murray is now the second highest paid quarterback by average yearly earnings. He's making, on average, $46.1 million a year. Now, look, I do not mind Arizona giving Kyler Murray a big contract. In fact, I'm happy for the guy. Like, for him himself, I'm like, wow, he just got paid generational wealth. That's cool. That's exciting. I think you could argue he's already made life-changing money, but now it's like a whole nother level. Holy crap, his children's children are not going to have to work. It's incredible. And I ask you, for anyone, I myself am very skeptical of this contract. I go, really? Kyler Murray? That much money? Like, I'm even in that boat, but I want to counter even my own thinking and say, well, let's pause and ask, what are the Arizona Cardinals without Kyler Murray? And how easy is he to replace? I mean, look, there are some exciting quarterbacks in college football right now, but there's just not a lot of Kyler Murrays running around the league. And I will say, I don't think he's earned this contract yet. I think, based on what he's done in his 3 years as an NFL quarterback, I don't see a guy who's worth $230.5 million. That seems absurd. However, as the years go on, he might eventually earn that money. He's super talented. I think he's one of the more talented quarterbacks in the NFL with his ability to run around. He's got a massive arm. But I have a hard time going, yeah, this guy, Kyler, he should be the second highest paid quarterback by yearly average in the NFL. I just don't, I have a hard time feeling that way. What's going to be really interesting is in 5 to 7 years when we look back on this contract, are we going to go, they overpaid Kyler Murray? Or are we going to say, okay, that makes sense? Is it kind of like when Baltimore paid Joe Flacco a massive contract? I mean, that one didn't work out at all. So we'll see. I'm really excited as time goes on to see how Kyler Murray plays, to see what Arizona does, and to kind of determine whether or not he ends up earning the money he's getting paid. I will say Kyler Murray's playoff loss to the Rams in January, I think it was in January, was really embarrassing. He appeared to lack leadership, and he kind of wilted in a really big moment when you need your quarterback to show up. It would be really, really hard for me to give a guy I watched do that, not have leadership, and really not show up in the biggest moment of the year, to give that guy $230.5 million. That feels a bit absurd, feels a bit hard for me. I'm trying to remember that it's a different NFL now, and there's more money than ever before. Every quarterback from here on out that gets paid is going to be making more money than you can even imagine. It's just a different era of the NFL, but I'm still having a hard time accepting that. I'm like, I don't like it. I also don't like the way it went down, that Kyler Murray basically had to beg for the contract. He scrubbed Arizona from his social media. He put out this weird statement. If you have to beg to be paid, I think that's a weird, like, I think of Lamar Jackson, who's won an NFL MVP, who's won a playoff game. It's weird they won't pay him because he's earned it by every account. What has Kyler Murray done? He's not as accomplished. And I don't know. I didn't like the way the whole thing played out. He's only been in the league for 3 years. He already wants to get paid. I don't know, man. I try to remember it's a different NFL, but it's still, like, if this is what you pay Kyler Murray, what are you going to pay Joe Burrow, who turned around the Bengals, took them to a Super Bowl? Like, if this is what Kyler Murray is worth, can you imagine what Joe Burrow is worth? It's kind of where I just, like, in my head, I'm like, I don't really understand this. And I know that, here's the thing. Kyler Murray makes Arizona Cardinals more exciting and more interesting. Better in prime time. They're going to sell more jerseys, sell more tickets. Kyler Murray is good for business for the Arizona Cardinals, for sure. But is he going to win a Super Bowl? I don't know. I don't think so. I'm not convinced he's going to win a Super Bowl, and I'm not convinced he's even a good leader. Time will tell. But remember, Kyler Murray, like I said before, he has never won a playoff game. So it's weird to give that guy that much money, in my opinion. I want to talk about the numbers real quick, because in 2022, he's only a $12.6 million salary cap hit. That's not bad at all. Next year in 2023, he's only costing Arizona $16 million with the new salary cap. Then the new contract kicks in. Now, according to Spotrac.com, SPOTRAC, Spotrac.com, here are the salary cap hits for the 5-year extension he just signed. In 2024, Kyler Murray is going to be a $51.8 million salary cap hit. It's a big jump. In 2025, $45.6 million salary cap hit. In 2026, $55.5 million salary cap hit. In 2027, $43.5 million. And in 2028, $46.3 million salary cap hit. You are giving a massive amount of money every year to Kyler Murray. I hope it's worth it. I really, really hope it's worth it. I just ask, are they going to be able to pay the people around him? I remember when Russell Wilson signed a really, really big contract with Seattle, and I kind of went, man, I wish, I know it's weird to say, I remember thinking, like, I wish Russ would have taken a little bit less money so they could build a better team around him. And I'm just, like I said, I'm not used to this generation of quarterbacks who are scrubbing teams from their Instagram and putting out statements how they want to be paid and begging for money, and then, really just making their team pay them the entire earth. I mean, I just can't, like I said, if this is what Kyler Murray's worth, then what is Joe Burrow worth? It's going to be an insanely big contract if he plays it the same way. I'd like to think Joe Burrow values winning a little bit more and isn't going to, destroy the future of his team by making them pay him like a gigantic chunk of the salary cap. I don't know. At what point is enough money enough? And I'm happy for Kyler. I just worry that, is Arizona going to be able to pay the people around him? Are they going to be able to build a good team around him? Are they going to win a Super Bowl? I actually don't think so. I think what's going to happen, here's my prediction for this contract. Kyler Murray's a star quarterback. It's going to be awesome. He's going to be fun to watch. He's going to win a lot of games. He's going to sell a lot of jerseys, sell a lot of tickets. Kyler Murray's going to make the Cardinals more interesting for years to come. I don't think they're going to win a Super Bowl. And I think we're going to look back on this contract and go, wow, Kyler's really good. I don't know that he wasn't overpaid, though. I think we're going to look back and go, I think Kyler was overpaid a little bit. I think he kind of grabbed Arizona by the gonads, we'll say, and squeezed them for everything they got. And I think that, unfortunately, this contract is going to hurt the Cardinals franchise. And if they win a Super Bowl, I will eat my words and go, wow, I was totally wrong. But think of, there are a lot of quarterbacks that never win a Super Bowl that are star players that do really well. And I think that's going to be Kyler. Kyler's going to be fun and exciting and good for I think Phoenix is a smaller market from what I know. So they're certainly not New York. And so I think he's just going to make them more exciting and sell a lot of jerseys and be good for business and probably not ever win a Super Bowl. And I hope that I'm wrong, but it'll be really fun. This contract in particular, when Josh Allen signed a big contract and went, that makes sense, I love that. When Patrick Mahomes got a big contract, I said, yep, he's earned it. I don't know that Kyler Murray has earned it just yet. As time goes on, he very well may earn the contract. He might earn the amount of money he's getting paid. But right now I go, that's an absurd amount of money to pay a guy that has never won a playoff game. And in fact, in the one playoff game he played in, looked horrendous and looked like a terrible leader and wilted. So I just think it's a weird amount of money to pay to a guy who hasn't accomplished enough in the NFL to deserve that much money. And like I said, this is the whole theme of my topic on this is that my angle, time will tell. As time goes on, we will learn very quickly whether he earned it or not, and it'll be really fun to look back on in 5 to 7 years.